They've beaten GENG at Belgium Masters. They've beaten Fnatic. They've beaten WYLDE 7-1 on that map. And also had...
Sorry. No, you keep going with your excellent point that I rudely interrupted.
MACKO, on the other hand, again, I think played really well. But Deadshot to go for the bandit trick, so MACKO's going to be very, very careful about how they want to play that. And yeah, not much happening at the moment. Now they're going to make their play, but Ghost gets shot just through the smoke. The audio was enough for that pre-fire to come in and Ghost.
Seconds, all that's left. Deadshot does suffer a bit of a scrape, but again, there's no other direct pressure coming towards him. There's got to be a bit of a force onto the door itself, and there's the grenade. Gets rid of Deadshot, but 10 seconds, more smoke canisters, and a single touch. You just have to go for it at this point. They might not know about the Azami, but Dora doesn't even really matter towards the end. Moves, sprays, gets caught out, 2 seconds, can't get the kit, just hold the trigger, and the round will end in their favor.
In the top floor, so I think Tev is making a big risk just by playing up here by himself, and now he's going to start to get pinched by 2 of these roamers, but Deadshot is looking the complete wrong way. Back it comes from Gen.G, and this round is as good as done.
Okay, weird sort of. As you said, all the hard work done. They try and get the opening. They don't pay keen enough attention potentially to the retake possibilities. That is a motion I'm a bit curious about. Obviously, they pull themselves in. They're going to get the cement on the kill there with the C4. There's now 2 for the round. They've lost the Thatcher and the Thermite, but the breach should be primarily done. However, here, what do you do? Because they have the verticality. You can't just throw yourself in and plant. You don't have the smokes for coverage. You're going to have to try and swing your way up, get a kill, maybe try and get a second. Look at the positions, though, of the MACKO players. They are all so isolated. Yeah, you've got players in the middle of Gen.G here, but they don't have to move. They don't have to leave. They've got 28 seconds. You got to hot foot it, get the rotate round, and try and drive yourself together. There's Azox taking a bit of damage. Might be here. Swung round on here, close left. Hit from above, though. And at that point, with the man disadvantage, I mean, you just can't really force this site demo.
Need to go above. You cannot allow their defense the players off the vertical angles as they went in for the plant. Gen.G just tried to go in raw, it felt like. You know, they're applying just make the players feel a little bit uncomfortable inside the bomb site, which is just something they didn't do the last time, was make them feel uncomfortable. Oh, the echo was almost a tee up for Azox to get the quick switch, but thankfully for Dora, he has Lalo at his back, who has protected him. That means that MACKO are going to be 1 kill up. Never mind, Deadshot just swings on, and nobody's there to trade. Nobody's there to trade. Hello.
Well, you say hello. Peppering, but cannot get a connection with 40 seconds. Something has to happen here, MACKO. No, not that. That's not what you want to happen. Maybe the flashes, maybe the swing on the back of it gets one, almost gets the spray exchange to the second, but somehow neither of the players end up with kills either side. Akwi, though, at this point, doesn't even have time to get upstairs. Well, if he hot-foots it and holds the sprint key, he might be able to make it close, but they need something else. It's going to be a fight here around onto the back of the window. Do they know? Held so close on the angle, they're fully aware, but... Oh, it's a dive! It's a sort of dive on the fight. Deadshot gets one locked in. Deadshot gets his 3rd. And they tried a different plan, but they found the same result. How many did we have yesterday? I think it was like 7 in a row.
Something like that.
Oh, well, we'll get an instant back and forth. Azox is found.
The site, we have the blitz. He can try and isolate a player inside the site, but I don't know. It's still going to be very, very tricky. You put a lot of pressure onto your blitz, and oh no, you've lost the Habana. That's not going to help you. A player down, and MACKO once again on the back foot, and NACO just comes out of nowhere, swings and open rotate. Dora should get the trade, which he does, but there's still more roamers above he has to deal with. He's still got Deadshot up here.
It's that big problem, right? They just have nothing that they can sort of keep themselves safe from. They're in a 3 versus 2. There's still pressure on the swing. As soon as you hit one of those Ela mines, as soon as you hit any of those smoke canisters, either of them are going to be in a very tricky spot, but Dora more so. All that utility in the pockets of both of them, and this is all that they can hope to do, Demo. There goes to the smoke. There goes to the shotgun. There goes a 4th round Gen.G's way. No, didn't get the catch. The shield survives. How they are alive that long, I don't know from the side of Deadshot. They finally get finished, but now the plant is being secured. The 2 focused. No, it's not. There's a C4. Now, it's what? A 3 versus 3 technically, because Deadshot is truly unguessable in that position, depending on actually if anyone does rotate round, but you'll I think have to go across the eyesight of Lolo there, and unless they get Lolo, it's not going to happen. Akwi is able to find the net, and that is entirely what Azox is doing. So what do you do? This, up towards the top. They know that you're coming, but MACKO can just focus out. Drive on the fight, there's one, there's the trade back. Teb, massively important, but Azox bites right back. It is Teb versus Azox, both massively hurt, gone towards the kit, and able to collect it and moving to a new location to try and find a safe plant. It is being secured. They do have the angle though.
There, I think, with the breach, I don't even think they got the wall open. I think it wasn't fully done, so he couldn't get in for the main breach. I mentioned before, as there always usually is time to get the other C4 tossed out, gets that kill, diffuser cold in that corner. Now, for MACKO, they did have the man advantage, and they know that they to
stop it. I mean, what a focus on what is a very problematic game for MACKO's approach here, and now they're just executed down.
Nice. Yeah, you can see the game plan from Gen.G with the bans. Just get the walls up.
Is that sole player all the way on the back end, holding on towards the display window, but the role of the sense gadgets is just drawing out attention. There goes NACO. Lolo removes a gridlock, but Blackbeard is trying to find a sneaky way in. Slight rotations, but sort of forcing a very tight angle fight there. They know the players in that position, but they're not quite lost out. There's the roll of the sense. They still find a kill, and it's go, go, go. Off to the races and off to trying to get a plant secured. Over the top, throw the grenade, stop the motion, and oh, it's just blinding.
Clear out, and that Azami isn't going to last long, as again that DMR just rips through those barriers with ease, and out goes the C4, but it'll catch nothing, and here comes the blitz, but he is going to be battled back by 2 defenders looking at him right now, and there's an impact. It will catch the blitz, and now it's a 4v5, and they have to see if they can battle back from this, but no, it's getting worse and worse as they've lost another, but the DMRs are ringing through, and it's going to be Akwi's downed. So as it stands, this is going to be a 3 versus 3.
3 versus 3, but they can maybe try and find a way to go to Akwi. They can get themselves that one extra... No, they can't. Skies has killed them. Akwi's gone. Oh, it's so silent. This is when you are in the game and you tell the group chat to shut up. And then the group chat just starts going off because, well, you pop on one. They're actually going to pull off the plant. They were worried about movement behind it. But they might have, I'm not entirely sure if there was an attempt to swing back on towards it, but now there shouldn't be.
Changing back.
Dora just gets the next, and yeah, you called it there. It's all down to Dora. Because they went exploring.
That the first Dora Explorer reference has been mentioned on cast?
It's the first I've made. I'm still there. The players are still sort of comfortable in these sort of box positions. Ghost takes a fraction of grenade damage at this point, but they're dug in, waiting for the pressure, waiting for the crossfires to be tenable. They're inside the site though, Demo. Azox screams his way across, is trying to hunt upwards through the roof to find a second as NACO does just that. Hass is going to try and secure the plant, but Akwi stops it immediately. And there's Teb with the crossfire. You cannot just trust that they're not paying attention on this location, but that is too watched. They tried to swing some shots on towards it, but the hard pings give the game away. Hey, another plant attempt, but this one is one out with the cover. There's the second player trying to stop the plant, trying to win the engagement. Can't, and
Azox.
somehow Azox does the undoable, wins the reverse vertical fight, and now Teb can only watch the 3 players disappear. Oh no,
Azox.
wait, Azox still going. Gen.G scream their way.
But going close to his diffuser to allow his teammate to plant, that was the right call. And committing to that, but executing it well, was the difference.
And this is part of where we're seeing Gen.G's progression. Is in reality, they're winning a lot of rounds, even some of the rounds that they shouldn't win. And they look like a coherent unit. They look like a team when they didn't. We spent most of the stage talking about how they were fractured.
Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm better than you. I've cut a vegetable in my life. That means by default I've done more things. Yeah, I feel like Leo would make some delicious vegetarian on Christmas. And we get the start of the coverage. The wall itself is a bit too solid. They can't see any utility. They need to immediately get dropped. There's the first, and there's a man who can see right through it. Easy enough. for Akwi to pull that together. Actually, even though it was Dora that sprayed it, probably just called out the position. There's the grenade. Akwi gets the second, the clash, making work happen. I wonder where that shield is. Oh no, I don't need to wonder where Dora is. Gone and knocked out. There's the shield. And there's Ghost gone as well. They just sort of fell right into Clash's plan. Ooh, missed the first engagement, but both of them are in a box. There's a retake around the position of bottom white as well, so they're going to ward.
I got you!
No.
Oh dear.
Oh yes, even. I thought they had it, but no! There's the C4 on the window. They had no idea Teb was there.
Rookie mistake, not doing the drone work well. Oh, he's been made in the white, swing the window, and Ghost has taken him down. Beautiful for MACKO.
From a single sneaky little position. To be fair, Teb has been brilliant throughout the season. Stead shot does get at least Ghost. They've pushed themselves close to the clash, but there's a rotate coming underneath them. Just breaks their way through the shield, but they do get the trade out, so the player's still standing. Oh no, they're not. There goes the end of them. The long fight is slowly being pushed towards it. They've gotten to a risky deep position. They don't quite know which way they want to swing. There's the pressure either side, but the Azami wins it out. Dora gets the next. That energy. MACKO, who are a bit lost in the sort of forest before, are about to be immediately barricaded and knocked into. Oh no. The C4 from Dora catches the shield. What's plan B? Keep pushing, pushing, pushing. Hope you can find the fight. You can't. Dora gets 2.
2 picks. Just sit in their hands. Don't allow Gen.G to get back into this round. There's a little swing as well for MACKO. Somehow gets away with that. Criminal. Absolutely criminal. Well, there's Lolo gone, but still, 2v4, just nothing.
You are just throwing yourself towards it. You know you're a team that can do these great structured takes, and you know MACKO are a team that's going to build off the back of this. They're going to find more energy. Now as Asa goes down, the 1 versus, okay, the nobody versus 4.
They lost 2-0 against Falcons, but one thing that we did commend them for was the way that they can turn games around with just their energy. Again, it's been brought out just because Gen.G are struggling to really get a foothold inside of the map. And if you have that Monty, it will be able just to be that human drone that, again, that nobody can really touch on the defense. But like you mentioned, if you're bringing in the Monty, you need to hope that your other teammates will be able to get the kills playing off the info with the Monty, which they have done pretty well. A nice pinch. Another set at the top floor, and if he shoots them, then he will be heard, and I hope he's going to be heard. That's a big risk.
There's one player that's still watching. NAKO's going to go for the plant now, and Asa does get caught. Oh, Zeb! Gave them out a haircut. Sprints up to the Monty, gets the kill, looks for the vertical, a 3 versus 1. Now, they'd already started the retake, but they hold off. Push together. They've got time, so much time. Azox almost has to play this as a ring around the rosy. Suffers a bit from underneath pillar, suffers a bit on the narrow angle. They've rotated themselves on towards Freezer. 26 seconds. They need to get the kill within the next 10. And they definitely do. A quad kill for Teb. And what a way to just strong arm that round. Gen.G have an upper hand. It's only really because MACKO have let them. They're not overextending. They're getting into these positions and doing things like that. Dropping out NAKO, and then
moving in 1 by 1 by 1. Again, we sit at another position where we've still got half the round to play, and they've lost 2 players and have not done anything. I mean, the only way that they're killing MACKO is whenever Teb is going for the most outrageous.
There's some pressure on towards the back of the site, but it's explosives at door on either side, and that will force the player slightly further back. They're hoping to get a kill on the side of it. NASA does get Akwi, which does level things up, but just takes a moment for the fight to fall away from them. They are entirely stacked up on the cocktail side with 30 seconds. Skies gets 1. There's the cross on towards the Blackbeard, though, and it puts Ghost in a tricky situation. But now, Skies and Asta, they need to swing in. They need to try and get the plant secured. One on the bottom of white, the other one on towards heaven, and it's round the corner. Round we go. There's Skies getting 1 more. How many times has he been a big player? But Asta that gets the last. It's 5 versus 4, sure, but there's 20 seconds. The role of the RAUs roll out. They've still got the pressure on towards the site. Not sure if they're confident going down. Not sure if they want to try and take the pressure immediately on, but Ghost does get executed. Dora bites back. NAKO's gone. 5 seconds. The kit's cold in the site. Azox finds another fine, but they've still got to try and put it together, and they just can't do it.
Gen.G would have wanted, and again, over MACKO, you still got a few C4s kicking about. Yeah, starts really starting to tick down. Just people start throwing themselves into the bomb site almost to make themselves look as though they're busy. A little bit, you know, it's like
the attention, but the smoke canister still goes through. They're in, they're off to the races, and they're just going to cover themselves with the canisters. There's at least one player to try and stop it, but the Kai doesn't immediately go for the fight itself. It's a C4 over the top, and then they get out of there. Good idea. Just the ROU there. I mean, not the ROU even. They were able to get the wall up. They do get a kill on the back of it. Can they still stick this demo?
oh, the door's opened up, and no, the warden almost gets taken up by Dora. Still alive, but Dora's not. Any C4s? None left at all, so it's just going to have to be down to guns for Gen.G. Lolo is actually going to try and see if he can nade out the players going for the defuse, but they're just going to try and stick it. The nade's missed. Oh, NACO gets off where he could have stuck that defuse. Trust his teammates. And Teb, where's he going to go? He tries to cook a nade as well, but that's going to be no good to him. Oh, well, he just about get it over the line. I mean, he could have stuck it, would have made things a lot easier, but still.
Ready for the pressure on towards the mirror windows. We talked about how they were such a great extension and how they can be removed quite easily. And there's one gone. Bit of a run out. Another body dropped here. MACKO, they're falling all around you. There's another Gen.G. They've been able to find their stride. But Teb now has to do it with half their health and without Ghost as well. Just Teb left. NACO takes a sort of damage, but look at them flooding demo. Gen.G know what they want to do, and it's just to get the round done.
Inside of Radiant alongside his teammates, and oh, Teb is not in a good position. These Fnats are just constantly going off, and that's going to be enough to get that kill. Skies for a double in the round, and still alive, still posing a threat. Does not looking good for MACKO. However, Dora does get one back.
Well, there's the C4 on towards Lolo, and now the blind on towards the plant position. They're trying to just swing around, put the pressure on, and Azox pushes it right back out. 3 versus nobody as Skies. I called it this.
Summon him like a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Hey, Leo, hey. He actually, you know how we made a joke at the very beginning of this map about cooking?
Now, using the Aurora is very, very smart for this take because it blocks off this main winning double door. Deadshot has went for the wide swing and actually been absolutely punished by that DMR, who again could just...
The aggressive retake here. The C4 over the top combined with the Echo drone, it does the job, but it's a big utility. Now they have the vertical though. We're above you and putting pressure on Azox, who's still able to get through. Oh, there's the kills. It's dropped out. MACKO slipped through the fingers. Now the smoke grenades will get put together, and Ghost is watching the long route round the red stairs. There's no getting the angle from there. Oh, a breath away from death.
Oh no.
But they still had the verticality, and now the 1 versus 1. Where will you go? That's the risk. It's a fight on towards long. Teb has positioned himself perfectly here.
Pulse, yeah.
And he knows exactly where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Easy pickup at the end. That man
style of map, whereas Cafe obviously leans a little bit more into the aggressive playstyle, which obviously suits MACKO really well.
Skies just caught out there. Almost got caught on the sort of white damage coming from all fronts. Forced out of position. And then caught by Ghost on the window. MACKO have just suddenly turned it up to 11 again. And they have a bit of a backline here, but think about what's sort of been removed. The smoke canisters going out early. There goes another kill. There's a grenade kill. I mean, what's happened here, Gen.G? They've disappeared off the face of the earth in this final round. NACO's just gonna send it. Gets one, fine. He's about to hit an air jab. No, he's not, because he's dead. And we are going...
Punishment from Teb here on the round where they're trying to execute on reading 3v3. Teb kills the guy covering the plant because he goes too aggressive. It's critical small mistakes. The biggest problem is it seems that the game plan was working, but the execution of the game...
I obviously have heard, you know, the two analysts have agreed. Going to agree with them.
Wow. You, Fresh, Alfama, NACO. On the hunt. Loose out and underneath. He's about to find the first victim. And that's a
He's
Nook in the site with a body. What happens now?
I mean, is anyone going to react?
On the top
Is
floor.
anyone going to react? Hello? Pep, he's in the site beside you. I mean, MACKO, is nobody home? Is nobody defending the bomb site? You've just allowed a Nook just to solo walk his way through the labyrinth? I mean, yes, they're starting to pick up kills on the flank and trying to see if they can retake the bomb site, but really, the damage has been done. I mean, look how separated both of these defenders are from one another, and the last player still upstairs trying to make some holes in towards storage. Diffuser been picked up by the man who could do no wrong at the moment, being MACKO. He's also going to get a plant down for his statistics also. Yeah, Ghost. Again, this is what I've seen from him yesterday. I've seen this so many times against Falcons. He's upstairs letting his team die. He's trying to go up against, and they don't have really the greatest counter bar from the Nomad. Again, they're going to have to get into a spot, and this buck downstairs is actually get collapsed on by 2. He's able to get 1. But Lolo is there with the trade, but now that pulls 2 players out of position, and that allows Gen.G to get the green light to go into the bomb site.
Well, now putting the pressure onto this back position. Easy pick up there for NACO. A 4 versus 2 becomes actually a down. It's a trade out, but they're going to see if they can stick the plant behind it. But Nomad's just putting the pressure on. They have the cross, they have the plant, and Deadshot, well, you're probably not going to get picked back up. The Clash can make the divide passable. They still have to try and root their way around 4 kills. Can the Sledge get into IT? It seems like they're trying to. But if you pay attention, suddenly 1 down can turn into 2 kills, and it's just not worth it. The man is a bullet-filled camera at this point. There's a trade out. Clash gone, leaves just Lolo. No, it doesn't.
Fishing game side of the map. Maybe go up the stairs and try and backstab some of these defenders top floor, but oh, that's not a good start though from Gen.G as Lolo is completely clean the head off Skies, but there's that Nook. Finds that pit on that roamer. Still MACKO holding their ground right now, but there's a blitz in the bomb site, and who's now quickly jumped out of it. Lolo could have had an opportunity, and speaking of Lolo, he's going to try and just...
Sells back. It's 2-on-1 against the Clash. 47 seconds, but Lolo had the cross. Deadshot caught out. They were baited into the fight by Dora, and I'll talk about how they utilized the Clash up here in a moment, but let's get to the end of the round first, and there's the Clash just still drawing out this Nook at this point. The Blitz trying to push their way towards it. It's a tough fight to take, and they'll get dropped. They might get traded out. They do a scratch of damage. They're going to confirm their triple for the round, and 3 to find here, but the Clash sort of gives the game away that we know where you are. Just pre-firing the pressured angles, 10 seconds, and at this point it's bullying. Somebody call somebody. There's a knock onto the Clash, but no kills. So, the point I was going to make about the Clash, when we saw the air jab, so then the Clash then followed immediately through and gave them the freedom to start to re-pressure that space.
Those doorways as they go in for the plant. So, without that operator, what is their plan B now for Gen.G? And a retake coming in from MACKO has also hit them where it hurts, and Azox is down. There's the Grim. Just sit on their hands.
That's it. 30 seconds. They're finally trying to make their way down cargo, but Aqui is not far away, so as soon as they start to activate, things get pressured again. So they've got to keep driving, and then that happens. Gets the death. Oh, somehow Skies wins that fight out, but 20 seconds, and it's only going to get you 1 body. You still have to try and do more than that. Lolo, exceptional couple of rounds, and that's refusing to end right now. They get 1 more for the trouble. They're on the default cam the whole time here. Just sort of trying to bait them in.
Yeah.
It didn't quite work. That is the hellish architecture, and a buck that's doing a lot of damage, and a shotgun doing its best to do it back, but they were just surrounded. The pistol is the end, but 20 seconds. Deadshot gets 1 more. A 5 versus 2. They're going to try and get the plant, but there's the cover. Lolo got 1, confident enough to swing on, but not the best position. Dora does find a single before the double is pushed back against.
Don't forget, there is a Legion, so a goo mine is a big possibility that it could be in a position. These guys can easily go for this, and yeah, we'll get the kill. It's only a matter of time, but that Nook is causing havoc for this MACKO side again. This has been the bane of their existence.
Right on the side of this, Gen.G have to pick a fight before this round suddenly goes away from them. Time will eat all of us as Teb gets the C4 on towards the Blackbeard. It's a big bit of utility gone, but it's a big operator taken out. Asa can't just charge their way in. There's a bit of a smoke coverage, but there's at least one player still watching as NACO does finally find Teb. 20 seconds. The fight is above on the pillar. They're about to get predicted. Skies gets one. Dora gets NACO right back. 3 versus 2. They've put pressure on the verticality, but they still haven't started to plant them in 10 seconds. At this point, it's going to turn into a 2 versus 2. Slips their way past. Cannot find the confirmation. There's the swing, and they went for the right thing there. Try and stop the planner, but Gen
retreated up and he was looking to push in towards games, coming in from vending stairs, and then he pushes up free fish. And it was that confusion for MACKO, literally from the kind of rip. As for Gen.G in their setup, again, pretty standard. You've got the Azami in towards Catwalk, and there goes the glass. So, yeah, didn't do much, did you, Teb, with that operator, and things go from bad to worse for him, because now he's 2-7. A poor performance so far, and it's a lash-out round. MACKO just trying to do individual plays, and it's not working out for them, getting bowed back at every moment. There's an impact grenade to send Dora flying, and yeah, 2v5.
Finding a fight. You can see that the Azami's built themselves a bit of a castle here as they don't even catch the Azami. The Blackbeard hops in, tries to get the pinch, looks for the second, the dead shot, gets a second of his own, and now a flawless position now for 40-50 seconds, and they haven't been able to get anything for it. At this point, the Azami in a very dangerous position, but with the Kivas gone, they get rid of the first. A smoke canister, 30 seconds. They still don't have the vertical. Teb's going to see if he can try and get that and put the pressure across the top. They're stretching the hold. They're stretching themselves in on towards the core and the connection of the site here, breaking their way down onto the back. And oh, there's Dora getting one before Deadshot trades them out in Skies. Either side and either way, 10 seconds. They can only plant right behind the station on the back and almost hits the feet of the bottom. Oh, they're just spraying through. They seem to have a good awareness, but they can't get the right connection. It's going to be a post-plant. Somehow,
mess them on there.
Some way they slip away, but there's NACO down the cargo stairs with a delivery. Dora, not much health. All that's left. Holding on against Skies and NACO, who have been pretty spot on this map so far. There's an easy pickup on the first. Reveals where the player is, 20 seconds, and they pull back perfectly. They don't have to be anywhere close to this. Holding on, they seem to have the awareness. Oh, they pull off just and they get it! NACO has been beyond exceptional this map. And as he pushes Gen.G to map and series point, they've already won. There's the quick pressure, there's the run in, a close play. C4 won't get the catch, the Blitz chose the other route, and it's a traded engagement. Lolo gone, as is Asa, but the plant's being cemented, and the C4 says no. Watched underneath, they tried something quick, and now a 3 versus 3. The engagement, the watch on the verticality. Whoever it is, they're about to find a 1 versus 1. It's going to be a deciding fight, and Dora gets them 30 seconds. They can pull themselves back up, go for a plant. Once again, the C4. Oh, will get swung out. Skies wins it. Pulls himself behind the pillar. The clash has gone up to the top again, so now they've retaken the top floor once again. Demo, 19 seconds. If they don't know about the clash, she could watch this from the breaches put before, but Skies might not need them to. 10 seconds, Dora on the long rotate. There's a stop on this way as well. It's Gen.G losing out that engagement, picks it up and holds F, but runs out of time. There it is! Gen.G!
He's been hearing your words as he's been joining us on the broadcast now. NACO, good evening. A massive congratulations on this game. It's your invite to your first international tournament, and we've seen a lot of emotions from you this stage, NACO, up and down, but it's probably the happiest we have seen you. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling amazing. It's my I qualified for my first event after like one year and a half being in pro. So yeah, I'm feeling amazing.
NACO, I need to ask you, one of the most critical round for that was that Goyo clutch. Can we just take a look at it and run me through what was going on in your head?
Like I was solo upstairs and holding games push for Skies so he can counter the diffuser. And we had a call like they are pushing deep side and try to kill. So I was like, okay guys, hold, do you have a cargo cam? They said yes, hold it. I just run with my gun and flank them.
And the very last chance when you're defusing and you take the decision to go up and hit the headshot, that was crazy.
Yeah, I mean I heard him running, so it was kinda easy.
Congratulations, NACKO. Was you guys worried? Was you guys stressed in terms of this whole bracket? Because we saw you, if we take the look over the long time, you guys have struggled to make the majors last year after coming so close. Was there ever a mental factor for you?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't know about the others, but I think there was like, yeah, we're maybe scared about doing the same mistakes we did last year. And for me, just after the 1-1, when we lost Cafe, I was starting to think, oh, imagine if we lose. And then I said, no, if you think about losing, you're gonna lose, bro. Like, wake up. And I just went straight into the last map and we won.
Nice.
Yeah, you definitely did. And you talked about obviously making it to your first international event. It's a big goal for many pro players when they do start playing, Siege in terms of esports. They want to make it to events. What were the vibes like in the team speak? Also for you and the rest of the teammates now that you finally succeed within that goal?
We just screamed like, yeah, we screamed a lot.
That's amazing. I mean, what are you most happy with for today? And obviously getting to this point, what are you most proud of from your team to really get to this?
I think the thing I'm most proud of is like the way we bounce back, like compared to the beginning of the season when we were struggling a lot. And maybe some people were thinking like, yeah, they are gonna be in the bottom of the placement, they are not gonna qualify, but we never gave up and we came back.
That's
I'm
amazing.
proud of it.
Now, you've certainly proven the doubters wrong in this case. Once again, a big congratulations on this game, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much.